Okay, everyone, I'm really excited today because it's not every day you get to talk to a legendary comedic actress, but I have the privilege today to talk to Riki Lindhome as Kimberly on Duncanville. You might know her from Garfunkel and Oates, Another Period, and she was recently also in Knives Out. Riki, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Kimberly on Duncanville, who you voice, and it's so interesting to me because when I first heard Kimberly's character, the voice in a good way was so unrecognizable, and I really would think it was like a 12-year-old. And I want to
That's
know.
so funny. My mom is like is freaked out by it because she has because it's exactly how I sounded at 12, and my mom watches it and has flashbacks. She's like, I picture you like yelling as a 12-year-old.
Oh my God! That's so interesting to me because I wonder, do you tap in then to your like 12-year-old Riki to get into this character of Kimberly?
Yeah, totally. I mean, my voice isn't that far off from like a emotional preteen. Like that's kind of I'm close, so I don't even have to change it that much. But yeah, I just make it like a little higher, a little more vocal fry,
Yes.
and then a little more high stakes emotions.
So when you're also doing this voice acting, I wonder, is it more challenging in the sense of connecting with the other characters because you're not all on set there when you're voice acting? I'm guessing most of the time just you
One
in a
of the
room,
cool things we do is, we do a table read every week at Fox. Well, now they're on Zoom, but we do a table read so you get to hear how everyone's doing the voices. So you kind of get how people are going to play the scene. So then we record alone. And also if you're kind of off, like the director will tell you like, oh, that other director is yelling or whatever it is. But you give them choices. Like every line you give them at least 3 takes on it.
Right. So when you're actually going in and doing a scene for Kimberly, are you most of the time the first one putting your voice in, or are you hearing also some that are already recorded and done by other characters?
Mostly it's just you putting your voice in. The only time when you're with other characters is if you're like saying something in unison, like if you have to sing something or doing a chant or whatever it is, you chant along with another pre-recorded actor. But mostly it's just you. And you just do it line by line. Like you don't even do the whole scene. You just do the one line over and over. And then you go to the next line and do that over and over.
So that's really interesting. So in animation, is the script then more rigid? Like, is there room for improv, or are you just going right to what's on the page?
I mostly go to what's on the page because the Duncanville scripts are so funny that they don't really need me to add anything. If I had some improv on something, I would do it, but I'd usually give them 3 takes of what they wrote and then be like, oh, I want to try this one thing. I pretty much stick to it because it's already good.
Yeah, no, and I wonder too, are you seeing the images in front of you like in full motion? Are they static images? Are there even images of Kimberly in front of you?
No, so basically we do the table read and then we go and you just record, no images, nothing, you record. And then like 9 months later, you'll see sometimes, because you'll have to do some sort of ADR at the end because there's always like an extra movement or an extra like little space where you have to say something. So that's when you do it along with your character's image. But mostly you just do it and then they animate to your voice.
Okay, so that's interesting too because you're actually experienced with the voice acting, and you actually recently did Poison Ivy in the Batman Lego movie. So
that was really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, what was that like? Kind of playing an iconic character, but in like Lego form, and was it challenging at all?
Well, it was great. Well, Kate McCucci and I had actually written a song for that movie, and at the last minute they had ended up cutting the sequence that our song was in, and it didn't make the movie. But they're like, well, do you want to come do voices? And we were both like, yeah. So we went in and did voices. Like it was sort of like the consolation prize, but it ended up being like a great consolation prize.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I wonder too, because you've done a good amount of voice work, but you obviously have done so much comedic acting and regular acting in general, showing some really good chops in Knives Out in particular. I can remember in recent memory.
Thanks.
Can you just compare for me, like maybe the pros and cons of acting on a set or just doing a voiceover in animation?
Pro for acting on a set is definitely like the camaraderie. You get to be around people. You get to have that energy. You get to play off of someone. And it's just like exciting. You go in your hair and makeup and your wardrobe and, you get to have that whole like playing pretend experience. So that's the pro of that. And voiceover takes an hour. So there's that pro. It's just You just go in, it takes an hour, and then you're done. Yeah, it's just, there's, different pros and cons, I guess.
So I have to ask, too, about 3 weeks ago on your Instagram, you posted a picture saying, Kimberly's back, season 2, and it looks like you're in studio. So is season 2 all already recorded? Are you guys still like in the process of?
No. So this is what's fascinating. So they picked it up, and the writers are writing in a Zoom, like a virtual writer's room.
Okay.
And then we do Zoom table reads. The whole cast does a table read on Zoom, and the executives watch it and give notes or whatever feedback. And then they have like basically a COVID safe recording booth. We have different entrances. The engineer's in one room with a, glass wall, and you're in a, like another room all by yourself, and you hear direction from the director and creators in headphones. So
wow.
It's a really strange, where you're just totally, they made it COVID safe. So we are recording we are going in to record, but it's at a different place than normal.
So do you think saying that, it sounds very effective and actually is amazing how in these times we can still make a show like this. Do you think that animation right now is in like a renaissance period? It will kind of be more the future now because of the current situation?
I think so. I mean, it depends on how long the pandemic goes on, but it seems like it's the only thing that can be actually made right now. Like you can write things right now and prep a lot of things, but to actually get actors on the set, like we just don't know when that's going to be or when it's going to be safe. So it does seem like animation is going to have a great year.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no reason everyone can do it from home. Like, animation's obviously done on computers.
So you think even like a Lego Batman, let's say another movie of that comes out, that could be made now?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Wow.
It's that extra sort of, probably extra back and forth, because there is something, more like faster about just being in the same room and coming up with ideas together or doing edits or whatever. But it's probably a lot more back and forth, but there's no reason it can't be done.
That's encouraging, and I think that gives hope just to the entertainment and people getting new content as a whole. So that's good to hear. Just circling real quick back to Duncanville, I wanted to ask you, for all the big fans of the show, if you had to pick your favorite moment of Kimberly so far in season 1, what would that be?
I think the moment when she's like making out with a balloon that looks like Wolf and it gets stuck in her braces, and then she gets like caught doing it. I think that's probably her most embarrassing moment, aka my favorite moment.
I love that. So with Kimberly, what can we look forward to for season 2 with her character? If you can give us any hints.
I'm not totally sure. Well, I've only read the first episode. First 2 episodes. So basically, more crushes, lots of, she already has some crushes, and more rivalry with Duncan. I don't know, there hasn't been a Kimberly focused episode yet, so I don't know exactly what her storyline will be, but so far, she might get a little glow up this season too.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
No crazy time jump though, or anything like that.
No, continuous time.
Okay. And before I let you go, Riki, I have to ask, I was just blown away by your Instagram post. I think it was like a day ago, but these onion goggles, that's all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah, that was yesterday. I have really sensitive eyes, and I never really cooked before the pandemic, but now you kind of have to learn. And so I'm chopping onions and I just cry, and it hurts my eyes so badly that I bought onion goggles on Amazon, and I wear goggles when I chop onions, and it's fantastic.
That's what's incredible. It's a hysterical post you put, but it also is a revelation to people like me, because I didn't know this was a thing. So now it's something I think many people will run to order because of you.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was like, I wonder if onion goggles exist, and I just Googled it, and yes, they do. I'm like, okay, so other people have this problem too.
Riki, it was such a pleasure to talk to you. Everyone, please check
Thank
out
you
the
too.
Yeah, and check out the Comic-Con panel tomorrow at 12 p.m. with the whole cast of Duncanville, including Riki and the newcomers, Wiz Khalifa, Rashida Jones, and many more. The link to that video will be in the description down below. Watch Duncanville on Fox, Fox Now, and Hulu. And season 2, am I correct, is we're aiming for next spring on Fox, right?
Yes, next spring on Fox.
Okay, cool. Riki, is there anything else you wanted to plug before I let you go?
No, I guess follow me on Instagram.
Oh, right.
For great insights like onion goggles.
Yes, you get humor, but you also get just to learn. You learn from your Instagram, and
yeah.
And obviously, if you're a big fan of Riki, if you want to see some great Hamilton singing and rapping, check it out.
Yep.
Have a good one,
Well,
Riki.
thanks so much. It's nice to talk to you. You too.
Same to you.
Bye.